And we are recording. Happy Monday, you guys. It's so awesome to see how many of you jumped on here and how many of you are committed to living your best year ever. I think most of us know Moira Kusaba. She did this best year ever last year. And let's just talk about her 2016 and how she had her best year ever. So I think that if we really commit to doing this and follow through, which is always the hardest part, that we're going to be able to see some pretty amazing things coming out of this group. Now, what this group is, it's just going to be a short group. We can leave it open for the entire year of 2017, but the actual we're going to put in is just going to go to the end of this year. And the reason for that, I don't know how many of you have checked out the PDF or the book or whatever, but the reason for that is how this works is that there's 8 steps that we have to complete before 2017 starts. And then we have weekly and monthly and quarterly goals and journaling to do. So it's literally we're going to set ourselves up with our goals and get really specific, crystal clear on what we want to achieve, but then the real work comes in staying on top of it for the entire year of 2017. It's just like anything with our personal development, motivation, bathing. We have to do these things consistently and constantly for them to work. And I think that that's something. Working out, you guys, we can apply this to anything. So if we really want to take advantage of the steps and the goals that we're setting for ourselves, then this is going to be something that you have to commit to for the year. So what we're looking at is this week, we want you to do steps 1, 2, and 3. Next week will be 4, 5, and 6. And then the final week will be steps 7 and 8. And Kate, do you want to go and step in? I don't want to take all the talking, but do you want to step in and tell them kind of what to do in the group as they do the steps?
Yeah. So should I explain what step 1, 2, and 3 is really quick?
Sure. Yeah.
Just because I'm looking over it right now too. Because so I have actually attempted, I will say, I'm totally being completely transparent with you guys. I've attempted this the past 2 years and not finished it. And I can also look at what I achieved this year and attribute that back to the fact that I did not finish this. And one thing that I learned at Tony Robbins, I highly suggest, and what we love about this is that it goes a lot hand in hand with what we learned at UPW, which is Unleash the Power Within. Danny and I just went, and Amanda went last year. And it's a 4 days, right? 4-day seminar. And you really learn so much about your vision and what's driving you. And here's the deal. And I realized at Tony Robbins, and I kind of felt like this year I was just doing the things, but I wasn't really knowing where I was going. I had goals, and I had elite as a goal, and I had I wanted to earn 6 figures, and I want to be debt free and all these things, but I wasn't actually I didn't reverse engineer those goals, and I wasn't clear on them. And what Moira's talked about too is the fact that she got is 7-star or 8-star qual and is 7-star right now, and she attributes it to Darren Hardy's best year ever. But she talked about how it really is having a clear vision. And I can tell you the past couple years in my business, I have not, since I went full time, I haven't had a clear vision for what I was doing and what I was working towards. And that is what I saw in my business this year. And it sucks. But I will say, I don't want to say that actually. It doesn't suck because I've learned a lot from my mistakes, and we don't want you to make the same mistakes. So going into this, commit on this call, or if you're watching the recording, commit to starting and finishing it, because I am committed to starting and finishing this and making 2017 freaking amazing for myself. And not even just for your business. This is a vision for your life and what you want it to look like. Beachbody is an avenue for that. And this will just help you get clear on this. And so this is why we think this is so important. So the first step is, I'll review why goals must be set. You had to better know why you're setting these goals before you get lost in the how. So Amy has talked about it in Tony Robbins. He talks about outcomes, and it's more than just having a goal. You need to know the 5 why So if you tell me that you want to be a diamond coach, why do you want to be a diamond coach? Well, because you want to fire your boss. Why do you want to fire your boss? Because you want financial freedom. Well, why do you want financial freedom? Because you want to be stress-free. Why do you want to be stress-free? And then like go into it. Like you really have to know what's driving you, or you're not going to stay committed to it, especially with this business, because you might not want to show up for every day. And I will guarantee you're not going to want to show up for it every day. So you have to get clear on why you're doing it. So that is step one. We're going to clear on our why. Step two is spend some time and on an important process called plan, do, review. We'll take a look at the last year to see what's worked for you and determine what needs to be changed for the upcoming year. Because if you keep trying to do the same thing over and over, that isn't getting you results. That's delusion. It's like, you can't expect to do, it's insanity. You can't expect to do the same thing and get different results. So this is the hardest part. And I really struggled with this the past couple years. And I know it's like swallowing a pill, because you have to get real with yourself about what wasn't working, and not only habits that you have, but habits that you need to break, and things that you can no longer hold on to. And so step 3 and 4, did we do, because step 3 and step 4 look like they go hand in hand. We were going to do 1 through 3, but should we do 1 through 4? Because it looks like they go hand in hand.
Or we could do 1, 2 next week, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8. Or we can do 4.
I mean, yeah, we could do 1 and 2, because I feel like these 2 will take a lot of time too, like if you're doing them correctly. So with that being said, what we'd like you to do in the group is to do steps 1 through 2, and there's reading that you'll do, and then journaling. And then when you're done, take a picture of it and then talk about it. Talk about what you were feeling, what you were writing, things that you've learned about yourself, because this is really like, I'm not going to say it. Would you guys count it towards your personal development? Like the reading every day, or would you do something different? I don't know.
It's super short. Like all 8 steps is like 45 pages. So, I mean, it's more going to be like the hard part is going to be like the doing the work, I guess. So I wouldn't necessarily count it as PD. I think that it would probably be good to be doing PD to help you kind of like get through this, because it's going to be kind of like
emotional. Yeah. But one thing before I pass it over to Amanda and she can talk is like, I think where I'm not going to say where I faulted, where I fell short the last 2 years trying to do this, is that I beat myself up too much. I don't want you guys to do this, beating yourself up when you go through like, what have I not done? Like, get excited. Get excited about the change and the fact that you're making the decision. And decisions don't happen over time. They happen like that. So get excited that you're making a decision. I know I'm going to be working on like changing my state while I'm doing this, and like dancing and jumping up and down, just feeling the energy and feeling excited and getting peak and like happy. And so that's the last thing I really want to say. So Amanda,
Hey guys. Well, I don't really know what else to add to that.
You want to talk about like the journal and all of that?
Well, all right. So you can either buy your journal, buy the whole program with, I think somebody said that the journal sold out by itself. So you could just get the program, or you can use the free PDF and MP3 that we have, and it's in the files, and it's also pinned at the top of the group. And I just bought the journal. I'm going to listen to the audio, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I am on the same wavelength as Kate. Like, I tried to do this a couple times, and I remember when I think I just did steps 1 through 6 last year. I didn't even finish the steps. But I was doing it by myself, and I didn't have the accountability. And I remember feeling really excited when I was doing it, but it's the whole thing, like, without accountability, like, you don't have to complete it. And we don't always show up for ourselves all the time. You know what I mean? So I think by us doing this together and really leaning on each other, and using the group for accountability is what's going to really help us to follow through. And by committing to it to each other, and sharing about it, it's gonna help us like be more motivated to follow through. And if we could, really hold each other accountable, like get a success partner in this, maybe if you already have a success partner in the group, that's cool. And you guys could, you know, tag each other when you post your accountability, when you do this stuff, so that you're calling somebody out and making sure that they're doing their part, you know? So, because if it's just up to us to post in the group, we might like not do it. But if somebody's there to support us and call us out, that will really help us, you know, stay committed. So I'm excited to do this with you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
So I saw that it was sold out too, because I want to get the journal, because yeah, we have the PDF, but like that's a lot of, it's like 200 something pages to print out. And then you have to somehow like keep them all together, because it's like I said, you're going to be journaling the entire next year during this process. So what I'm going to do, since the journal is sold out, I'm going to see if it comes back in stock by the end of the year. And so I'm just going to print out the first 8 steps, because it's, okay, so to give you guys a picture, if you haven't already looked, it's like, read this, go to page 46 and fill that page out. And so there's just going to be a few pages that you would need to print out if you don't have the journal yet to complete the first 8 steps. So that's what I plan on doing. And then if they don't get the journal only back in stock, it's just like, I think $10 more to get the journal and the audio and just like the full book. But so I just wanted to let you guys know that if you wanted to wait with me, you can wait, or you can order the journal, or you can print it off. But it's definitely, you're going to definitely want to have something in, you know, in place. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you don't have a method to your madness going into 2017, you're probably not going to be able to stay on track with it. And I like the idea of a success partner in here. So if you guys don't have a success partner in the group, go in the members, find somebody, creep on their page, like see what they're about, see if you feel like you would like get along with them, or maybe someone on this call, you're like, hey, she cute. Look at that beanie though. And like connect with someone and send them a message, and success partners are life. So.
And one thing I want to add about success partners, if you guys didn't know, Danny, Amanda, and I are, and we call each other out on our bullshit. And so we all deal, it's kind of a beautiful and hard thing, because Danny, Amanda, and I are really close, and we all deal with the same BS. But we get real with each other, and we're like, okay, so we know that we're doing this. So with somebody, you have to, like, when you're talking about success partners, and this can be fun too, but don't be afraid, like, talk to someone. We could even start a thread in the group and just see, like, if anybody needs a success partner, and you guys can talk to each other. But don't be afraid to, like, call each other out, because that's what it's about. And you want a success partner, not an excuse partner. Somebody who's going to sit there and bitch with you. That's not what this is about. You're not going to, like, I don't want you to sit there complaining with the person. Like, decide that you guys have similar goals and similar visions. And with this group, and like, I really want you guys to go into 17 knowing there's so many possibilities ahead, and to get freaking excited for the new year, not being depressed, not being frustrated, not feeling like stuck in the mud. Like, you are here to do amazing things. And that's what this is here to, like, unlock for you to see. And it doesn't have to be like, if you're just doing this coaching thing as a hobby, like, that's awesome. Just decide, like, maybe you want to earn the leadership retreat. Or I know Amanda, Danny, and I are kind of working on something for our leaders for next year. Like, maybe you want to earn that diamond retreat. It might be a diamond retreat. And like, maybe you want to, go on the Success Club trip, and you're going to sign up for that when that comes out in January, or whatever it is. But like, think big. Don't set your goals like low for this year. Get excited. Feel like that energy. Feel just like the power that is you, and that you have an entire year to rock it. But no, you need to go into 2017 on fire, and no half-assing it. No saying, on my fitness, or wherever else in your life. Like, go into it full force. So that was my little moment of inspiration.
It kind of reminds me of a story we heard at Tony Robbins, Kate, and I'm sure Amanda and anybody who's been to Tony Robbins, but they talked about like this guy who came across this homeless guy, and the homeless guy was like, hey, do you have $1? And the guy's like, what do you want? And he's like, $1. Do you have $1? I just need $1. He's like, well, what do you need? Just $1. So the guy gives him $1. And he's like, you know what, bud, you need to set your goals a little higher, because if you would have said you needed, $500, I would have given you that. And that's kind of like the same thing we have going on with our lives. And I feel a little emotional about this, but I think Kate and Amanda and I, we all kind of let ourselves down this year, but we have learned so much. And something that I just realized, not just right now, but I've been kind of realizing, is that I just wanted to be successful this year. So that was it. I didn't say like, this is how I want to be successful. And it wasn't crystal clear. So with me putting that out into the universe, that's like asking for $1. And so I got $1 in return. Like, I'm very successful in comparison to a lot of other things. And so that's something that I'm really excited about, is getting crystal clear. You ask for $1, you get $1. You ask to like blow this out of the water, you shoot for the moon, you're going to land in the stars, you guys. So that's why it's so important to not set low goals and to be crystal clear. I think this is going to be so awesome. And that's kind of what this whole program is about. I always get distracted. Last full moon. Heck yes. Love that. Okay, do you guys have any questions about it? And just to review, so this week we'll do steps 1 and 2. So it's super easy. Open the PDF, or if you have the audio or whatever, it literally is like step 1, read this, go to this page and fill it out. And so what we want you to do is take a picture of that page you filled out and post it to the group. If you have something personal in there that you don't want anyone to know, you can just kind of like edit the photo and like put a block around it or something. But otherwise, I mean, we're all here to like love and support and cheer each other on. And then we just want to hear like how you're feeling and what you're realizing as you go through this. So put a little blurb in the group as well. Questions? Anything else, Kate or Amanda, you guys want to add, or anybody else want to add anything?
I just want to piggyback one more time, like set big, clear goals and like get ready to not, and even for this month, if you haven't set goals for this month, like before you even start this, like decide what you want to happen this month and going into the end of 2017, what you're going to make happen. And don't give yourself a hard time. Don't be mean to yourself, but like, what can you do now to get yourself where you want to be? And get clear. Like, we can't say that enough. And because that is where I know I fell short, just like Danny was saying. And it is really hard not to beat yourself up. But like this last year, I was like, oh, I want to be elite. Oh, I want to help. And at the beginning of the year, I think I got excited and I was like, oh, I have this. And then I like fell short on continually like reminding myself of my vision. And I wasn't exactly like, oh, I want to help 5 coaches or 6 of my coaches, like help fire their boss or become financially free or whatever that means to them. And so, I don't know, I just really want you guys to know that so much is possible in this year and so much can happen if you just decide to show up for yourself in your business and this group. Like I said, it's not just about your business, it's about your life in general. So it can be relationship wise, financially, like that can go hand in hand with your business, your fitness, whatever you want to happen, just get super crystal clear, like have a vision. And I think it's really hard for us as society, like outside of Beachbody, because we're told like, oh, dreams are silly, or, you can't do this or you can't do this. And I want you to dream big. And I want you to have a vision for your life and where you're going. And don't think about the things that are going to hold you back. Think about the things that you want to accomplish. And then we're going to talk about how you're going to get there. And so I think it's just really important and really exciting. And I'm excited for how many people are in this group and on this call and just ready to rock this year.
I want to say something. And, I think that sometimes we like put goals out there, and this is like why New Year's resolutions don't work, is because people will just like put a goal out there and then don't reverse engineer it and they think, oh, I have like an entire year to complete this goal. And they just like keep putting it off and just like assume that because they set the goal that it's going to happen. That's kind of like what I did with my elite goals this year. Like, I definitely worked on them. I worked towards it, but I felt like I had more time, and it's already December. And I'm like, whoa, dude, how did this happen? I created no diamonds this year. And that was one of my big goals, was to help more of my team start seeing and experiencing the things that I have with Beachbody. And I just assumed that it would happen. I'm like, oh, it's going to work out. Everything works out. But I wasn't like, so I think that having this group and being super clear on our goals and taking actions every day, like everything matters, every day matters. And the end of next year will be here as soon as you know it, or before you know it, it's going to be here. And you want to look back and know that you did amazing things and you worked really hard every day towards that goal. And what else? I was going to say something else about that, but I totally blanked out. So hate when that happens. But yeah, and know that look at other people's stories and see what they've been able to accomplish with this and with other areas of their lives. One of my favorite things is to look at other successful people and know that if they can do it, I can do it too. And I look at even people like Tony Robbins. I'm like, he's freaking amazing. He came from a very similar background like I did. And he has no special thing about him except that he wanted something massively different from his life than everybody else. So don't let your own idea of reality distract you from dreaming big and actually shooting for something amazing. So.
And that he worked his ass off to get there. I think that's the other big thing.
Yeah. And he's very connected to his why. He's very emotionally connected to why he gets up and does what he does every day. That's really important.
If you haven't listened or read any Tony Robbins, basically you should. And we highly suggest getting to an event. There's not one until March, but I would try to do it just because it'll change your viewpoint on everything. It'll change your freaking life.
One of the funniest things he says, he's like, I didn't just wake up one day and I was fucking Tony Robbins. He was like, I had to put in work every day, day after day, go to all these different seminars and all this stuff to be the amazing man he is today. And that's same for all of us. We can all do anything we want if we put in the work day after day, even when we don't want to. So
Kira Nicole, I saw that you posted you're going. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well,
we could probably get done. So this week, just let's make a post. Let's start a thread for a success partner. Who wants to do it?
I'll start it.
Okay, Kate will do it. So go comment, tag your success partner, and if you don't have one, get one. Post on there, and we'll get all hooked up. All right, you guys. Well, if you think of any other questions, put it in the group. Feel free to use the group. Let's all get in this together. Let's get hyped. Let's get excited. Get your journals. Get going. It's going to be a big transformational time for all of us, and I'm excited to learn and grow with you guys.
Me too. Yay.
All right, and I'll get the record. I'm going to go work out, and then I'll get the recording up later tonight.
Okay.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, guys.
Bye.